Welcome back, Endgame community. I'm Pierre. He's Chris. Now, time to talk about running backs again, but we're going to go over some of the most underrated running backs we think are going way too late in fantasy drafts. I know it's early, draft season isn't for a while, but look, we got best ball drafts going on Underdog. You want to get in on that? Join with promo code ENDGAME. Mock drafts are going on. There's always fantasy action going on, and we're always going to be here to break it down for you. So let's start off, Chris. Tell me who's a running back you think is underrated already.
Well, I've got a rookie for you, and it's crazy to think that there's a rookie that's underrated because everybody has rookie fever right now, but it's Breece Hall. I have Breece Hall ranked number 10. If you watched our running back ranking videos, you see that I had him ranked number 10. But he's currently being drafted running back 19, which makes no sense to me. I mean, is it because he's a Jet? Like, people just don't want to draft him because he's on the Jets? That didn't seem to really hurt Michael Carter when he was healthy last year. He had a pretty nice year, as I recall. And Breece Hall is an extremely better prospect than Michael Carter. We know Breece Hall can handle a 3-down role. He's going to get the majority, if not almost all, of the early down work. He's going to get probably all of the goal line work, and he's going to get a significant amount, if not the majority, of the passing down work. And the Jets traded up to get him. In fact, the reports were the Jets tried to trade up into the first round to take him. So they had a first round grade on Breece Hall. They did not draft this guy to have him split with Michael Carter. And look, I like Michael Carter. I liked Michael Carter last year. But reality is reality. Breece Hall is going to be the guy there. He's almost locked into 300 plus touches, 50 plus catches easily. Like I said, all the goal line work. Don't let him fall that far in your fantasy drafts. Grab him way before that.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's kind of inherently hard for fantasy managers to trust a Jets running back. And then there are also some people who are still high on Michael Carter, kind of don't want to let go, thought he was going to be a great sleeper heading into this season. And we were there too. But now, like you said, reality is set in. It's Breece Hall, right? They drafted him for a reason. Now, here's a guy I think is definitely undervalued. I'm going to have a whole lot, at least I hope, of David Montgomery. And look, he's not the most exciting running back because, he's not a rookie or second-year player anymore. He's not on a great offense, we'll admit that. But it's going to be a better offense, addition by subtraction, if you know what I mean. And this staff, it has already basically come out and said, we're going to run the ball a lot. Okay, part of that has to do with getting Justin Fields on the move, using his athleticism. It's going to be a ton of David Montgomery. He is going to be the workhorse. He's going to kind of join that upper echelon. I think he's going to see a lot more touches than people think. There's really no serious threat to his touches. Khalil Herbert, yeah, he looked good in his work last year, but that was only when Montgomery was injured and not available. So in the games where David Montgomery didn't play, he averaged almost 20 carries a game, 86 rushing yards. In the games that David Montgomery was on the field, 2.5 carries, 8.9 yards. He was a non-factor. Montgomery is going to be the guy. He's going to get 20 plus carries a game, I believe. Defensive-minded head coach. Not a depth of talent at wide receiver, and quarterback is still kind of unproven, which leads me to think this offense will begin and end with David Montgomery. I'm drafting him almost as low in RB1, but to get him as my RB2, I will do it every time. And yet he's being drafted kind of in that dead zone, right after number 15, around there, running back. I think that's way too low. All right, Chris, give me another running back you think is being drafted way too late.
Well, I'm going to go from a rookie to a vet, and that's Kareem Hunt. And I don't get it. It's like Kareem Hunt missed 2/3 of the season, and now he's dust, and he can't play football anymore. Remember last year when people were saying, I'd rather draft Kareem Hunt in round 5 than Nick Chubb in round 1 or round 2? Now you get Kareem Hunt in like round 8 or 9, and what has changed? They've got a huge quarterback upgrade. That's really it, right? The offense is going to be way better. Kareem Hunt's role is going to be the same. It's the same coaching staff. It's not like they brought in a whole new coaching staff, a whole new regime. His role is going to be the same. But I guess since he didn't play basically 2/3 of the season, people think he's not going to have a role, or they just forgot about him. This guy, in the six games he played before his injury, he scored 16 or more fantasy points in 4 of those games. Again, he's being drafted in like the 9th round. He's one of the best, if not the best value on draft boards at any position. And you know what else? He's the pass catching back. He's going to get his share of carries as well, and he's going to get his share of goal line work, but he's predominantly going to be the pass catching back. they got a quarterback upgrade. That's good for Kareem Hunt. In fact, I think Deshaun Watson helps Kareem Hunt more than it helps Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb still being drafted as a second-round running back because everybody loves Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt being totally forgotten. And let's not overlook the other fact. If Nick Chubb goes down, Kareem Hunt is basically an instant RB1 in fantasy. Again, being drafted in like the 8th, 9th round. Don't pass up on Kareem Hunt in your drafts. He's a guy I have to get every chance I can, and you should too.
Yeah, and look, for those who think, well, with Deshaun Watson there, the offense is going to become more pass heavy. If that happens, that's good for Hunt. That's going to hurt Nick Chubb maybe, but not Hunt because he's the pass catching back, like you said. So yeah, sometimes it doesn't make sense the way things go with ADP. All right, now another always run heavy offense is Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco. It almost doesn't matter who they put back there, right? We've seen guys like Raheem Mostert come out of nowhere. Last year it was Elijah Mitchell. This year, it's probably going to be Elijah Mitchell again because let's face it, they didn't draft Tyron Davis-Price in the 3rd round to replace Mitchell because Mitchell had a really good season. Obviously, Shanahan likes him for that reason, which is why he replaced Trey Sermon, who, well, maybe he didn't get a fair shake, but whatever the reason, doesn't matter. It's still going to be Elijah Mitchell as the lead back. Almost had 1,000 yards rushing in just 11 games. Mitchell averaged 4.7 yards per carry. I don't know who the quarterback's going to be at this point. It doesn't really matter because whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo, the game manager, you know they're going to keep that run game established. If it's Trey Lance, well, that might change some of the efficiency, but I definitely don't think it's going to make them skew more pass heavy, that they're going to have them sit there and chuck the ball 35 times a game. It's still going to be a run-first offense. Mitchell still going to be the lead back. Why is he being treated as if he wasn't one of the breakout players from last year? I don't know. All right, maybe people are just worried that he'll be replaced with a different back, but I don't see that happening. Okay, so Elijah Mitchell is still a great value to me, and I will always default. If I miss on David Montgomery as my second running back, I will default to Mitchell every time. I already have several shares of him in best ball, I can tell you that. All right, one more. Chris, give me an underrated running back that you like.
I know your Dolphins have signed, 100 running backs, but one of them, Chase Edmonds, is much better than all the rest. He's also young, and he's also getting paid more than all the other running backs on the Dolphins combined. It looked like for a while there, Chase Edmonds was going to be maybe a 60%, 70% type of guy. That's probably changed, with some of the signings they made, especially Sony Michel. But he's still going to be a 50, 55% guy in what should be a much improved offense and a much improved running game because A, they've improved the offensive line, and B, their head coach comes from that Shanahan running game tree. He's competing against Raheem Mostert, who's 30-something years old and can't stay healthy. Myles Gaskin, who's probably going to get cut. Sony Michel, who couldn't beat out Darrell Henderson, or Cam Akers coming back from Achilles. I'm not worried about those guys. And Chase Edmonds is being drafted. He's being drafted even after Kareem Hunt. In fact, the irony here is last year when he had to compete with James Conner, who's probably better than any running back on the Dolphins not named Chase Edmonds, he was going in like the 6th, 7th round. Now he's competing with all these kind of cast off, and he's going in like the 9th, 10th round of drafts. He's a better value this year than he was last year, even though he's in a better situation. So no, he's not locked into some huge workhorse role that it looked like he might be early in the offseason, but I still think he's locked into enough of a role to be an incredible value where he's going. I love that Chase Edmonds has fallen this far. I think he's a ridiculous value, and like I said, he's a guy that I'll wait as long as I can to grab him as my RB2 and feel just fine about it.
Yeah, I mean, he got paid for a reason, right? He was really good, actually better technically than James Conner in Arizona. And even though I do have some confidence still in my boy Sony Michel, Edmonds is the lead guy there in what's going to be a much improved offense. Just wait and see. All right, so we started with a rookie. Let's end with a rookie. And this is someone who, my gut reaction after the NFL draft was I didn't love the landing spot, but it's looking better and better for Kenneth Walker in Seattle. No, it's not going to be a great offense, and at this point, I don't think it really matters who the quarterback is because none of their options look particularly good right now. But what that means is they're going to run the ball a lot. We know that's what Pete Carroll wants to do anyways. They're going to run it, and Kenneth Walker, behind Breece Hall, I'll admit Breece Hall is the RB1 in this class. No debate about that. Kenneth Walker is firmly number 2, and I don't think he's that far behind. Okay, so no, not a prolific pass catcher in college. He can do the job, right? He doesn't have hands of stone. He will catch the ball. He will mainly get a lot of handoffs in between the tackles. And he is a guy who can take one cut and go. That's what I love, is he's got that home run threat. Like I said, Seattle, maybe not a dynamic offense. They're not going to run as many plays as you would like, but this is a guy who won't be as volume dependent. And look, even down the stretch last year, we saw what Rashad Penny did. He got enough work, and he made the most of it. I think Kenneth Walker's a younger, less fragile, and more exciting version of Rashad Penny. So think about that. And oh, by the way, who's his only competition? Rashad Penny. He's already hurt. Already here, you got a hamstring issue. I know we're going to make a big deal about it. It's the offseason. There's a lot of time to go. But come on. Do we really expect Rashad Penny to hold up over the full season? No. And Chris Carson obviously is dust, because they wouldn't have drafted a running back this early and kept Rashad Penny if they thought Carson was in their plans for the future. So all said, I just keep seeing myself go higher and higher on Walker. And he's the guy that I'm getting more of. I really think he could surprise some people who are pessimistic about his landing spot. That does it for our undervalued running backs. Go ahead and check out our overvalued running backs as well. Break it all down for you, tell you the players we like and don't like this coming season. All right, thanks for watching.